This month I've decided for my botanical diary to study the flower called Tropaeolum majus or Nasturtium. So I have a huge plant growing in my garden, and I thought the flowers look stunning and quite different. So I just wanted to have a study page with this flower. So as usual, I take down the name in Latin and then the common name. And I always write the order, family, and genus as well. So this is from Brassicales. The family is Tropaeolaceae or something. I think that's how you say it. And the genus is Tropaeolum. And this plant is native to South and Central America, and there are hummingbirds that are pollinated, but here in Sicily and in Europe, I suppose where there are no hummingbirds, the bees do that. So the first thing I do when I start a study page is take down the color, and I do this because I can take pictures of the plant, the flowers, especially if they don't last very long. But the color is something that I like to take note of from the fresh specimen. So in this way, I can have a look at the picture if the plant is not there anymore. But I can use the color that I took the notes when the plant was fresh. So this is very important, because if you use the color from the pictures, sometimes it's quite different. And in fact, I can see that it doesn't really show the same colors in this video as it is in real life. So I had a look at my color recipe book, and in the end, I settled for a cadmium yellow dip, which is the closest to this color. And I normally try not to use opaque colors like this one, but this one was really close already to the true color of the flower. So I used this, and then I added a little bit of quinacridone magenta, and I'm trying this from Horadam, I think is the color. So I just wanted to see if this was a good match, and I think it was. So I'm taking down the color swatches, and I do one a little bit diluted as well. And I write down the information, the colors I used, and I put the letters on the color mixes as usual. I name my mixes A, B, C, and so on. So I mixed a lighter color as well. So I added a little bit less of quinacridone magenta, and then I start mixing the colors for the green. So I start with a winter blue green shade and lemon yellow, and then to this I add quinacridone magenta. So I use these colors because the green from the stalk is quite bright. I'm using a green biased blue and a green biased yellow. And then the quinacridone magenta I added just to tone it down a little bit to make it more natural. So I always swatch it in a little bit of scrap paper just to see if it's sort of similar. And then when I'm happy with the color, I will put a little swatch in my sketchbook. Then I always again take a note of the paints, of the pigments I used. And I can see in the video that the diluted version looks a bit yellow, but it's actually a very light green. And it's strange because I was using only natural light to film this, but I suppose maybe the whiteness of the page was affecting the colors. But you need to, match your own colors, the ones that you have in your plant. And I gave you the name of the paints that I used. So now I'm just going to mix the colors for the leaves as well. And the leaves are a bit duller as a green, so I'm going to use permanent sap green. And yes, you can use a pre-mixed green as long as you mix it with something else. So I normally take a little swatch and then just to understand what else I need to add. And in this case, I'm adding a little bit of indigo, very small amounts because that's very potent as a blue. It's really dark. So so this color is permanent sap green and indigo. And then a little bit of quinacridone magenta, again, just a touch to tone it down and make it more natural. And I take the two swatches, with one watered down and one full strength. But I'm not too happy in reality with the color. So what I do is I try another mix. And I start again with permanent sap green, but this time I add lemon yellow from Daniel Smith and quinacridone magenta from Winsor & Newton. And this color, this green that I mixed now, it would be quite good for the flower bud and the stems as well. So don't be afraid of trying different greens, even if you have taken your swatch down, because you can always put a little cross next to the color and saying, I'm not going to use this one, and then maybe a tick next to the right color, the one that you like more. And you have all the different tries there as well, because that's what your sketchbook is for, is to try your color mixes, try your technique for painting, sketching and all that. So, don't worry. And you always have another color there that you might be, able to use in another project, because I always go back and have a look at the different colors that I've mixed for other projects as well. So here to the previous color, I've added a little bit more blue to make it a little bit darker, because it's good to have different versions, darker and lighter, of your main color, your local color, as I call it. So it's good to try a darker version. So as you can see, I add a little bit more blue, and in case you want to use it for, areas that are in shadow, for example. And as you can see, it's not a really quick process to find the right green for your leaves and other parts of your plant. So don't be discouraged if you have to make a few different mixes, because it's normal. You need to, because we see green color so much that our eyes see it straight away if there is something wrong with the green. So that's why it becomes difficult to mix the right green, because you want to mix it right, and so the eyes would tell you straight away if that's not the right color. But just keep practicing, and you will get there. And now I'm going to mix a color for the seed, which is at the moment is still not mature yet, so it will become a sort of brownish color the more it gets ripe. But at the moment is this kind of greenish, which is very close to terre verte. So I am using that color, terre verte, from Winsor & Newton, and lemon yellow, and a little bit of Winsor blue red shade. And this is the color, I think it's quite a good color for the seeds. I will see if I can find some more ripe seeds later on and add it to my sketchbook. And then I will add the color as well. At the moment, I don't have any. Okay, so this was the color mixing for the Nasturtium. And then in the next videos, I will start sketching the flowers and taking different notes about the different parts of the flower. So I'll see you in the next videos.